Welcome aboard Del Gigante. I'm Eugenie, and this is my almost daily sailing podcast. This is day 15. We spent about 10 days in Lanzarote. So my last podcast was when we arrived in Canaries in La Graciosa. We stayed there a couple of days. The anchorage was good, but it was a bit windy. And then we took a window to sail down to Lanzarote. And then there was just a bit of a lull between Lanzarote and Gran Canaria, which is our destination. So we stayed in Lanzarote for about a week, which we enjoyed very much. The anchorage outside the marina was great. That's the south. The marina Rubicon on the south coast of the island of Lanzarote, Canaries. So we waited for a window, but we also waited for the Ark fleet to depart Gran Canaria, which is our destination. About 180 boats just departed, so we wanted to get a chance to either get into the marina or access the anchorage outside the marina in Las Palmas. So we set off on passage yesterday. The window was okay. It's another dead run, so it's slow. We've been able to sail most of the way, about 90 miles. So we set off mid-afternoon yesterday. We're just sailing apparent well over 120, mostly 150. So again, no mainsail. It would just create a big shadow. It's just a lot easier with the head sail. But we've had really messy seas, so it was actually we were doing pretty well. We weren't breaking any speed records, but we were doing pretty well up until about 4 hours ago. So it's getting on 7 a.m. now. So we had a bit of a swell on the beam, but mostly the ride was smooth. And then I think when we reached the midpoint between the two islands, I think the seas started to get crossed, and now that day is breaking. I can see that quite clearly. So it's been very, very lumpy, and then the wind eased off as well. And so lumpy seas and light winds just make for flogging sails. So we had to do motor sail for a little bit. But yeah, thankfully the wind's picked up again. We're doing between 4 and 5 knots, which is just really slow. But it's stable, and I think I can start thinking about making a cup of tea and have some breakfast. So we should be arriving in a few hours, hopefully before midday or thereabouts, and then check out Gran Canaria, restock on fresh produce before we continue on our journey. Maybe make another couple of stops in the Canaries before we head off across the Atlantic to the Caribbean. Please support this podcast if you've listened until now. Please like, follow, subscribe. It's really just the best way to keep ourselves full and our mics on. I'm Eugenie. This is my daily, almost daily, unedited sailing podcast. Join me again for my next one. Until then, Del Gigante.